The NBA regular season is in the books, which means the playoffs are upon us. And today, I will be filling out my bracket for the NBA playoffs. And I'm not going to waste any more time. I'm going to get right into the bracket. Starting things off the Western Conference, the Thunder, for the second straight year, the number one seed in the Western Conference. And they will take on either the Warriors, Grizzlies, Kings, or Mavericks. Personally, I am not a fan of the play-in tournament. I just wish it was more simple. Just simply take the eight best finishing teams in each conference and then have that be the playoffs. I don't get why we need this play-in tournament. However, there's no doubt in my mind that the Thunder will win this series. The question is, how many games will it be? If it's the Warriors or the Grizzlies, then I think six. But if it's the Kings or the Mavericks, I think perhaps a clean sweep. I will pick the Thunder to move on, but I am leaning towards it being either the Warriors or Grizzlies. So I'll say 6 games. Up next, the Nuggets and the Clippers. And I think this series is going to be pretty interesting. In fact, I think it's going to be one of the best first round playoff series that we're going to have. It may end up being the best. I think there's no doubt that this series will go all 7 games. The Clippers, I think that this could be that year where they finally make a run. Is the last couple of years there's been talks about, well, the Clippers, they could be a surprise team, and it just hasn't happened. And honestly, if there was a time you want to play the Nuggets in the playoffs, it is right now, honestly, as they parted ways with head coach Michael Malone last week. And I made a YouTube short about it as it happened, and I felt like he got caught in 4K. He did not take being parted ways with well or calmly, and honestly, why would he? He coached the Nuggets to their first championship in franchise history, not even 2 seasons ago, and now you part ways with them, which you had to have gotten caught in 4K. But I think this series will definitely go to 7 games, as I did mention, but I have the Nuggets advancing. Up next, we had the Lakers and the Timberwolves. I think the Timberwolves, I think they will give the Lakers a push, I think. But I think the Lakers, they advance as the Lakers, they honestly, to me, look like the best team in the Western Conference right now. I think the Lakers, I think it takes 6 games to get it done. Although I could see 5 games, but I think the safer pick here is to go the Lakers in six. Wrapping up the first round of the Western Conference, Rockets and everyone's the playing game between the Warriors and the Grizzlies. I don't think it matters which one wins the playing game. The Rockets, they overachieved this season. They are a young team with some veteran players on it. However, I think this is going to be where experience will come into play, whether who it is, whether if it's the Warriors, the Grizzlies. As the Grizzlies, they also parted ways with their head coach recently, which I speculate he also had to have gotten caught in 4K. But I think the Warriors, they move on and they defeat the Grizzlies in the play-in game. And against the Rockets, I think the Warriors, they move on. I'm going to say 6 games. I think even though the Warriors aren't what we were used to seeing in years past, I think there's still enough experience where it's going to matter. On to the Eastern Conference, Cavaliers and whoever represents the Eastern Conference as the 8th seed, the Magic, Hawks, Bulls, or Heat. I again don't think it matters. I'm going to go with the Cavaliers. I'm going to say Cavaliers in five, although if it's the Magic, I think maybe 6 games. Pacers and Bucks. The Pacers, they defeated the Bucks. I unfortunately can't remember if it was last year or the year before, but Giannis was injured, and that was a big reason why the Bucks didn't win that series. But Giannis is back now, and I think the Bucks I think they win in 6 games. Now I think about it, it had to have been last year. I hope I remember that correctly, but if not, I do apologize. The Knicks and the Pistons. The Pistons, just like the Rockets, really underachieved. They're a fun young team to watch, but just like with the Rockets, I think this is going to be another one of those playoff series where experience will matter. I'm going to go with the Knicks in 6 games. Celtics and whoever wins the play-in matchup in the Magic and the Hawks. I do not think it matters at all. I honestly think the Celtics, I'll go with the clean sweep. I feel like there has to be at least one clean sweep in the first round at least, and I feel like Celtics over who wins that play-in game, it would be ideal. As the Celtics, they are looking to defend their title. I think they advance the second round easily. On to the conference semifinals or the second round. Thunder and Nuggets. I honestly would not be surprised. In fact, I'm expecting this game to go all seven. I'll be shocked if it doesn't. But I am going to go with I'm going to go with the Thunder in 7 games. I just feel like with the Nuggets parting ways with Michael Malone so soon, I think that could be a potential distraction for them. And based off of what I have in the first round, the Nuggets, they barely escape the Clippers. Lakers and whoever wins that play-in game between the Warriors and Grizzlies, but I would lean towards this being the Warriors. But either way, I think the Lakers, they win. If it's the Warriors, I think 6. If it's the Grizzlies, I think 5. Maybe even a clean sweep. But if it's the Rockets, I'd say 5. But I'm going to say Lakers in 6. I think this is going to be the Warriors, Cavaliers, and Bucks. And I'm honestly going to go with the upset here. Cavaliers, they've had a phenomenal season, but I'm going to go with the Bucks in 7 games. Knicks and Celtics. The Celtics, their title defense continues into the conference finals. I think the Celtics, they move on. And I thought about going 5 games here, but I think the Knicks, they get 2 wins in this series. And on to the conference finals. Starting off the Western Conference Finals, Thunder and Lakers. And advancing to the NBA Finals, I have the Lakers. I'm going to have the Lakers in 7 games and the Bucks and Celtics. I think the Celtics title defense continues into the NBA Finals. I think the Celtics, they advance in 6 games. And on to the NBA Finals, Lakers and Celtics. And I really do feel like this final series will live up to the hype if this is indeed the NBA Finals matchup. Because if you just think about the storyline with this NBA Finals, the Lakers and Celtics, the two most successful franchises in the NBA. The Lakers trading for Luka Doncic in February. Luka Doncic back in the NBA Finals. The Celtics back in the NBA Finals. Luka Doncic potential redemption against the Celtics, but this time he teams up with LeBron James, and LeBron James and Luka Doncic, they are standing in the Celtics' way of going back to back. And here is the truth here. Sports are not about 90% storyline. So in equivalence, about 9 times out of 10 for sports, it's about the storyline. And the storyline is exactly what I just gave out. As soon as it was announced that the Lakers traded for Luka Doncic, the fact that that trade was able to go through, the fact Adam Silver gave the okay for that trade to go down, at that point, it was obvious that the Lakers are either going to win the NBA Finals this season or next season. And the reason why I speculate that is because LeBron James doesn't have that much time left. As great of an athlete he is, the fact that he is built different compared to any other athlete. Father Time is undefeated for a reason. Father Time has never taken an L. Father Time will always have the final laugh. And if the Lakers win the finals, if they win this NBA championship, I do suspect LeBron James will announce his retirement about a month after the finals is over. But if the Lakers don't, then I think next season will be LeBron James's final season. But in 7 games, because no doubt this matchup between the Lakers and Celtics will go all 7 games, as it's been a while since we've had the NBA Finals go 7 games. It's always ending in 6 games or 5 games nowadays. So the NBA, I feel like it's in their best interest to have a 7 game finals. I'm going with the Lakers in 7 games to be your NBA champions. LeBron James gets his 5th championship, and perhaps LeBron James goes out on top with his 5th championship. Luka Doncic gets his redemption against the Celtics, and that will do it for my NBA playoffs bracket. Comment your picks down below. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, have a good one. And remember, Vegas is always watching.